we are back with another episode of designing an infographic and how to do that. So this week we are going to be focusing on a recent podcast that talks all about what you should be doing each time you are on social media to help grow your audience and get more engagement. So I've got my template here. I'm going to drop this down, turn on my teleport. And so this is last week's infographic, which I made the mistake of not hitting stream before I started recording last week. So you guys missed about 45 minutes of me talking to myself. It was a good time. Let's see. So I want to get rid of this file also. And I did already save it, so it's in my new social folder. And I want to get rid of the texture. And generally, because I have these things on all separate layers, I should be able to delete like that. Good. Now, one of the things I have to do is I have to figure out the colors and the color scheme. I am thinking that I want some sort of kind of light blue, kind of a sky blue, baby blue kind of mix. So I selected my plum here and I did a function F2. Which was a custom action that I had set up so that I could select everything with that same color. And what I want to do is really find color like that so I can lock that. But now that I have that, I can pull that down, select all unused colors, throw those out. Okay, just want to make sure that I wasn't deleting pieces in my footer here because I will need that at some point. So getting rid of those, and then what I tend to do is once I've identified the color that I want, get the hex value, and then I open up Adobe Color and I start with my main color, and then I start kind of playing around to see what type of colors, like what's the color scheme I'm looking for in this particular issue. So the original one that we had, looks nice, but there's not, you can't really do much with text or imagery on top of any of these colors. Like this color might look good next to it, but it's not going to look good on top of any of these, except maybe that one. But I even think that one would need to be a bit darker. So I pull it to here. This might work. As we've talked about in the past, there are faster ways. There are like real ways that you're supposed to get colors, but I'm just going to, I'm just going to change it this way. That blue might be a blue I've used before. Okay, enough. All right, so I've got that color. I don't know how these light greens are going to work on such a bright blue there. But you know what else I want to check is look at this one and make sure, okay, so that background is pretty similar to that. And as I've mentioned before, we're not here to duplicate styles. So I like where this is going, almost a little bit more tealy. Go away. But I don't like where these colors are going. Yeah, that's not working. All right. I could do something across the board in this type. Let's try that. Let's see. Let's select them all. This is our center color. I like that, good. But you know what I need actually is, let's say I've got a box, it's that color. I need something a little brighter. Whoops, that's vibrant. Too bright. Still vibrating. That's not going to work at all. Yellow. Yes. Okay, so select all unused, throw those out, yes. Now we want these colors with little pops of yellow. Maybe a navy. It's almost more like a reflex blue at this point. I don't know. No. So these colors work okay, but this and this doesn't really work. But we'll pull this down. Maybe it will turn to something, maybe a little more purple. Yeah. All right, so we've got this. And now what we need, let's save this, now that we have our color scheme. Now what we're looking for is the typeface that we want to go with this. I'm thinking something a little softer than what I usually have. Let's look at new releases, see if there's anything good in here. These I think could work well. BUE. Deleted my LinkedIn footers again. Do that way too often. All right, that's easy enough. I can put those back from another file. All right, so content. Let's lock the background so we don't lose it. And what we're looking for is BUE. Yeah. All right, and one of the things I haven't done yet is, you know what? Let's do left align. We haven't done a left align one in a while. What we should do, synonym for tip. what I was hoping was there is a, I could get some alliteration in here. But I don't see a good useful hint or idea. No. So maybe it is something simple. Tips for social success. Nice and simple. All right. Just adjust some of the spacing on there so that these letters sit nicely together. All right, tips for social success. Group the three of these and center it, which will slide it over a little bit. I wonder if I want some sort of, that's not it, but I'm just wondering, do I want something to kind of fill this space? Some little webbing type thing. Maybe. I'm not sure, but it adds a little personality to it. It's too bad I didn't have like a regular weighted brush. Let's look at brushes. Do we have? I really don't do much with brushes in here. Yeah, all these brushes are bad. Then again, kind of like this. All right. We're going to change this color because otherwise most of our work is done on this particular layer and it's going to be tough to see. Okay, I think that works for now. So again, as always, as you see, just a little bit of playing around. Next thing you know, we've got a whole different style. I wasn't planning on using anything with this sort of brushstroke type thing. I hate the way this thing curves now. Yeah, that works better. But now we've got something that might work. The colors I'm not loving. It's a little bland. Maybe these become, yeah. Yep. So I might need a color in between these two. But we'll see. We'll see if we need it. All right, so looking at my notes. So there are a couple key points that are mentioned in the podcast. So first off, it's you don't have to be everywhere. And then there's 3 things you should do every time you're on social media. Okay, I actually just cheated. I looked to see if every time should have a space or not. It said, and this thing, Scribber says that it should be written as 2 separate words. It's good to know. Tell your friends. All right, so we are running into a thing where we don't have a color. Here's an idea. So what I did here is found a dark color, found a light color, and then I did a blend between those two. Then blend, I'm going to expand it. And now I have additional colors I can use in here. Right, so that gives us more color options rather than just dark and light on here. And you know what, I might be able to avoid these just out of the blue colors. But we'll see, we might need them at some point. So this is a good headline. That is way too early in my story. So the main thing we want to tell to start is don't have to be everywhere. It's a little tightening up here, but it is a fairly loose typeface. Okay, so you don't have to be everywhere. So now what I have to do is make sure that I'm not being too repetitive with like thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick. You know, as much as I like, you know, soft music, originated by like the Pixies and then made popular by bands like Nirvana, it doesn't work all that great in design if it's too repetitive. And actually in music too, what you don't want to do is you don't want to make people feel odd or bad. Like you don't want them to feel confused, but you don't want them to be able to know what you don't want them to know what you're doing. So this is where we are. Sorry, this is a short session, but I just got a text and I am going to run. I will pick this up later on.